Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 10 has been nothing but fire. We have Himawari unlocking new powers, the potential death of one of the most loved characters, and the Uchiha's famous fight to the death with Sarada vs Hidari. We kick off the chapter with Jura and Hidari watching Team 10 escape with Himawari. Jura says they are not escaping but changing the field of battle to reduce the damage to the village. Kurama arrives at the scene with the other Jonin and tells the sensory unit that they've arrived at the scene but there's no sign of Team 10. So what he's trying to do is find out what the sensory unit knows of Team 10's status. This is the quickest way to share information and ask for the latest update on what happened to the others. So Shikamaru tells them that Team 10 has already left that place in order to lead the intruders away from the village. He also says that it's unclear why, but the duo's target is Himawari. Boruto is shown listening to Shikamaru and looking worried. Shikamaru goes on to tell Kawaki to forget about Boruto and head to the scene since Boruto is enemies with the trespassers too. But Kawaki snapped at Shikamaru for not telling him sooner that Himawari is in danger. Which is kind of funny because Himawari is a ninja now and every time they are intruders, she will be in danger unless he deals with them quickly, which he has already failed to do and rejected Boruto's help on top of that. The chapter cuts back to Jura and Hidari. Then Hidari says, Jura, why do they interfere with us? Which Jura responds by saying, ask them yourself using that exact tone. I shall go after Himawari. He takes off. Then Konohamaru realizes that he's going after Himawari and he wants to go after him as well. It seems to me Jura doesn't like the way Hidari talks because this is the second time he commented on Hidari's tone. Hidari blocks Konohamaru's way and says, you are all so noisy. What business do you have with us? Which shocks Konohamaru's team since Hidari is an intruder. But Konohamaru goes on to ask the sensory unit the whereabouts of Sasuke since he was named as one of the intruders and he doesn't see him anywhere here. To his surprise, they tell him he's right in front of him. This will be important moving forward because Boruto has already told Shikamaru that the Ten Tails is using the chakra of those it has eaten or turned into trees. Sumire and Sarada arrive at the scene only to have Hidari attack Sarada as soon as he heard Sarada's name. It is amazing the way he did it. He manifests the claw marks beneath his feet, in front of Sarada as well as behind her. In seconds, he then teleported behind her as he simultaneously attacked her with the Chidori. But she was just as impressive. She activated her Sharingan, dodged his attack, and attacked him with her own Chidori. Hidari then falls but recovers in second. This is probably because he has insane regenerative ability or the attack didn't work. Sarada is shocked and asks who he is because as far as she knows, only Sasuke and herself can use the Chidori. We then cut to Kurama and Himawari. Kurama says, I'm Kurama, but Ninetales is fine too. Call me whatever you want. Himawari calls him Kurama and she says, you are the Biju that used to be inside my dad, right? What are you doing here? Actually, where are we? Kurama says, nowhere real. What you see is your conscience made visible. We are currently exchanging word mind to mind because you and I are single body and soul. Meanwhile, Jura is catching up to them. Then Himawari asks what actually is going on. Kurama says, as you just said, my previous self coexisted inside your father Naruto Uzumaki, but in the midst of the battle, my flame of life was extinguished. I just hope everyone reads this chapter word for word because they will be confused moving forward. It's really important to read this word by word because here he's saying my previous self, meaning there are some changes to who he is now, because he could have easily said I previously existed inside your father instead of saying my previous self. Kurama continues to tell her that Biju don't have eternal death. They return after some time has passed, but as to when and where they will return, it's unknown. But to return this soon and inside of her is completely out of the ordinary. He then says the universe is full of mysteries, or you may have been born inheriting a silver of my chakra. This was your destiny, brought into being by the Uzumaki and the Hyuga blood that flows within you. So this special situation could not have taken place if she was not a fusion of the two special bloodline. After Kurama has explained everything, she accepts him and returns to the real world. She finds out that Jura is right behind them. So she asks Kurama for help. Unfortunately, that's not how things work. Since they are now one body and soul. Jura shoots a small Biju Dama at the wings of the bed and they start to fall. However, Chocho uses her body as a cushion to break the fall. Jura compliments them again for their teamwork and feels sorry for them as he has no choice but to dispose of them. This guy is really cool, man. Like, nobody wants a compliment from a person who's about to kill them. Like, no one. No one wants that compliment. Anyway, it looks like they've gotten pretty far from the village, but it's not really a good thing because that means a backup will take a while to arrive, and Jura is too strong for them to try and buy time. Himaru, on the other hand, is still trying to get Kurama to help, but he tells her that the only one who can do something about this situation is her, and whether she use or squash his power is all up to her. So Kurama can't just take over Himaru's body and fight Jura. Only Himaru can draw out Kurama's power. However, Himaru still doesn't know how to channel Kurama's chakra. As Kurama says, I can sense that your chakra has high affinity to mine than any other of your predecessors, even more than Naruto's. So, so get rid of any foolish preconceived basis. First, first off, you have to believe in yourself, and otherwise, your future doesn't look bright. This, however, doesn't mean she is not strong enough. Doesn't mean she's stronger than Naruto off the bed, but has the potential to be. And this means she will use the power differently. Kishimoto is also talking to us, the audience here, that we should expect different kind of a way of using Kurama's power. Even transformation might be different from Naruto's. In a way, he's saying forget everything you know about Kurama and enjoy the show. After hearing all that, Himaru decides to charge in, thinking maybe she will be able to use Kurama's power as she fights. But Jura easily blocks her attack and breaks her leg, which infuriates Inojin and attacks Jura. Jura traps Himaru in a tree and tells her that they call it devour, but she will simply become nourishment for him inside that tree. Then Inojin, seeing that his attack didn't work, charges to Jura with a kunai, only to be one shot by Jura with a kick to the stomach. Like I said, Jura is one cold dude, but he's funny too. So Himaru asked him to stop and leave the rest of them out of this. He says, I agree. I don't know why they don't stop. Like, for real, man. Like, ah. He then proceeds to penetrate Inojin in the stomach using wood style. And by the looks of it, he seems to be at at that store, but he lets but let's have hope. Let's just have hope that it's a clone, or maybe he will be he will be healed by somebody. Let's just hope. However, this is what triggers Himaru to finally be able to use Kurama's power as she breaks out of the wood that she was trapped in, and we can see her hair is transformed into some kind of a nine-tail vision of her own. And this shocks Jura as she is surprised of the sudden change, and Kurama laughs and says, let's see if we can cause havoc. And that's about it for chapter 10. So I'll be soon breaking down each of the topics that I've been talking about in this review. So watch out for those videos. I'm out.